Episode 1. The Old Man Resurrected from the Grave. On January 3rd, a fierce conflict erupted in Nanbu town. Hundreds of angry villagers surrounded the town's health clinic and physically attacked the medical staff and even held them hostage. An indignant villager shouted,
"Those doctors are utterly immoral. How could they misdiagnose and declare a living person dead?"
If my brother hadn't passed by the graveyard and heard faint crying, my father would have been buried alive. The consequences would have been unthinkable.
The clinic staff vehemently denied the accusations. Neither side backed down, and the situation rapidly deteriorated. Upon receiving the reports, the Jinggang City Public Security Bureau responded swiftly. They immediately dispatched officers to the scene to conduct a field investigation, striving to resolve dispute. On January 5th, Liu Zhaifei from the Municipal Criminal Investigation Department, wearing a grim expression, led a team of well-trained officers into this quiet yet seemingly secretive town. The moment they appeared, the news spread like wildfire. Villagers rushed over, surrounding Liu and his officers. With anxiety and curiosity, they packed the streets.
"Comrade officer, please arrest these quack doctors immediately and get justice for us."
Highly emotional villagers clamored, their voices overlapping in chaos. Liu Zhaifei patiently pacified the crowd.
"Please, everyone, stay calm. We will definitely get to the bottom of this."
As the villagers' emotions gradually settled, he immediately began questioning the clinic's medical staff. Soon, the details of the incident started to become clear. In town, the elderly patriarch of the Hu family had been diagnosed with cancer. The tricky part was that old man who had a tumor weighing over a pound growing on his chin. His 3 sons carried him to the clinic. After a careful examination, Dr. Li, who was on duty, delivered a solemn prognosis, stating bluntly that the old man probably wouldn't survive the night. Just as Dr. Li had predicted, the old man's heartbeat and breathing stopped in the middle of the night, and he passed away peacefully.
"I stayed by his side the whole time and saw it with my own eyes. How could I possibly mix up life and death?"
After old man who passed away, a mourning hall was set up, and a bustling funeral banquet was held. His relatives kept vigil before the shrine for a full 7 days. Following village tradition, the old man was laid to rest in the earth. There was also a practical reason why the villagers preferred earth burials. The crematorium was located far outside the village. The journey was long and rugged, and the fees were relatively high. For the villagers, cremation was simply too inconvenient.
"God, is that you? Are you still alive?"
7 days after the burial, the second son of the Hu family was passing by the graveyard late at night, shocked to hear a crying voice from the tombs. The moment the coffin lid was pried open, everyone present was left dumbfounded. Old man, who, lying inside the coffin, actually had a faint breath, gasps erupted from the crowd.
"My God, still alive?"
The furious Hu family simmered with anger all night. Early the next morning, they gathered a large group of relatives and friends and marched menacingly toward the clinic. Along the way, the villagers cursed continuously. The matriarch of the Hu family roared, her face twisted with rage.
"Those quakes have zero regard for human life. They almost killed my husband."
Liu Zhaifei stood at the entrance of the clinic, staring coldly at the villagers. His brows were tightly knit, and his right hand unconsciously rubbed his police badge, clearly weighing his options.
"You murderers, you must give us an explanation today."
The Hu family stormed into the clinic, shoving the medical staff and smashing the glass of the medicine cabinets. Total chaos.
"Get out of the way, you frauds!"
A doctor tried to intervene, but was knocked to the floor with a punch from a brawny Hu family member. His glasses shattered, and blood trickled from his mouth. Liu Zhaifei took a deep breath, instantly shedding any lingering hesitation. He turned to his assistant, Ma Jianqiao, and ordered,
"Jiangqiao, go. Disperse the crowd immediately. Restrain the instigators who threw punches. I'm heading to the Hu residence to check on the situation. I need to see old man whose condition for myself."
Led by a villager, he arrived at the Hu family home. Stepping inside, he saw an old man who sitting bolt upright at the dining table. His face was an ashen gray, entirely devoid of life, and his eyes were glazed and hollow. Liu Gaifei, observed the old man without immediately asking any questions. He was chewing without swallowing. His body was unnaturally stiff, and the massive tumor had somehow vanished. Old man who sat there mechanically chewing noodles, yet his Adam's apple didn't move. He wasn't swallowing at all. Liu Gaifei couldn't help but ask,
The doctors mentioned that uncle whose chin.
Before he could finish, someone quickly interjected.
You mean the tumor? It's completely gone. It disappeared the moment we rescued him from the grave. It's truly a miracle from the heavens.
Old man who suddenly stopped chewing. He slowly raised his head, a grotesque, eerie smile creeping onto the corners of his mouth.
Hey.
He abruptly dropped his chopsticks onto the table, grabbed handfuls of noodles with his bare hands, and began stuffing them into his mouth with stiff, frantic motions. Suddenly Leo's phone rang, Chief Tang's voice.
Leo, the forensics department just found a female corpse. The state of the body is too gruesome to look at. Get back to the station, now.
He quickly left and hurried back to the police station. On the way, as he thought about the female corpse mentioned on the phone, an inexplicable sense of dread and palpitation welled up inside him.